Sup, my name is Ryu for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. This is a Graydle Kaiju deck profile with the duels. Of course, my opponent's playing Herpes, and needless to say, this was out of 16 duels. The 4 that you're going to see, I chose pretty much the best out of the 4 because you face a lot of random stuff. And my only losses were pretty much to Blue Eyes. Just mainly Blue Eyes. I didn't really have any otherwise of an issue. I didn't have too many decks giving me an issue because you always have outs. I didn't draw a Kaiju in the Blue Eyes matchups, that's why. And Spirit Dragon poops on, you know, your graveyard Kaiju, Graydle effects, not Kaiju effects. What the fuck I was saying there. But, yeah, that Raigeki is pretty much like the most expensive thing in the entire deck, but the deck thinning power there from the Slumber. And then I just I ran with the Eagle. I could have ran with the Alligator, but I don't want to ran with the Alligator. So I could do some damage. He's got that Harpy Dancer. I'm like, no, we're not having that, because then Harpy Dancer's going to pop the Eagle and then pop that. I was like, no, fuck that. Just tack another 2200, drop him in 25. Tribute both for Sea Turtle, so that way I can control the board, because I have 3 Kaiju counters. So pretty much he goes to activate effect. I allow it. He goes for Chandler. And I'm like, no. See, I got the 2 counters there. I'm not going to allow that, and he scoops. So let's go to the next one. But you're saying yourself, but really you don't feature against, like, meta decks. Well, here's one. Monarchs. Because I hate going against meta decks, because it's always like the same old matchup outside of a few techs. Like this guy's got the Ghost Ogre. I just called that Ghost Ogre. The Cherry Blossom and the Majesty's Fiend, which is pretty cool text in a trade and shit, but close to standard, you know, non-extra deck or extra deck ones. I don't know which one he's playing, but I'm tributing out that Majesty's Fiend for the Kaiju, which I'm then going to drop the Cobra. He's going to effect Veiler my Cobra. I'm like, okay, kind of moment. Like, I don't get why, but he pretty much, like, he's not the best player. I'm not trying to hate on him if he's watching, because he could have just, like, set shit here and gone off, like, ham as, you know, like, as it fucking gets, but you have outs. Pretty damn good outs against Monarchs, you know. It's not really too much of a thing that you really have to worry about. To the person who I dueled in this, it was an honor, Q, and if you're watching this, thank you for the wonderful duel. He actually asked if I was the real Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. I always use Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. You can see it up here where my mouse is. I always use it on YGO Pro. Sometimes I'll put John Cena as a shit, you know, like, a joke. But, usually I'm just going with it. But he stops my waterfront, and I'm just like, God damn it. And he shuffles a card back in. I'm just, like, salty right now. So ram the Eagle into the Kaiju, ram the pot of taboos, and set a Parasite, because I do not want anything else going off. But look at his deck, the Prediction Shadows. Such a great combo wombo deck. I love it, honestly. I do have to give that a go. Some near point in the future, but he's got the Prediction Ritual, you know, he tops into it with the pot of taboos because of the Little Princess. Goes for Prediction Ritual for the for this, flips that face down, and then just brings back taboos, and I'm like, okay, I really do have to do something here, because this is gonna get annoying. But he flips up taboos and he shuffles my Power Duality back in. That's perfectly fine. I go for the Eagle and the Cobra, and the Cobra, that was kind of stupid of me, because I could have ran into the pot and then chosen what I wanted to do, like I just did there. But you know, it's one of those things. And yeah, it kind of like could have done. I could have done better than I did, but in the end, you know, it still works out the same, so I can't really complain too much. He top decks into that Shadow Fusion. That Shadow Fusion, too strong. Goes for the Earth, and I'm just like, oh boy. Guess what? Now I'm going to use your monster against you. Why you have no card in hand? Flip it face down. And then he sets a Shadow Dragon, so not really much he can do there, but I feel like we're having a great match at this point. He flips, like, I flip it up like an idiot. I'm like, yeah, let me flip that up. I should totally put the pot of taboos face down, but I'm not going to. And now he's got his Earth face up. He's going to take out my Spire. Nope, I got the Split, because Split's going to give it 500 more attack points, so he can't jump over it as easily. And now I'm going to send it to the graveyard to actually get 2 to go into my loop here. He stops my loop. I'm sad, but guess what? It comes back. Sort of comes back. I don't really get to do anything outside of ending the game there. That last one, though, that was my favorite. So if you are watching, thank you for a fantastic match. Thank you. But Trap Tricks, boy, man, the set 3, and I'm just like, well, how am I going to deal with this? I'm going to play Waterfront and go into a duality, hoping to top deck a, you know, just something. Because right now my hand's not that great. And now he goes for this, and I'm like, okay, just remove one counter, gain one counter kind of situation, which now I have 2 counters, and I'm going to steal your monster. And he notices that. And he's like, I noticed you, senpai. And I'm like, god damn it. I hate when they notice me, because it sucks. And I don't want to give him the sea turtle at this point. As I give him the sea turtle, he's going to be nullifying everything I fucking do. So that's not something I really want to do here. But I go for the parasite. I'm like, yo, let me just flip this up, okay? He goes for another twin twist, and I'm just like kind of getting a little salty here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little salty, but Cobra Effect went to graveyard, triggered off, and I'm just only eating 1500 from that. But, whew, man, this match be on fire right now. So tribute out for the Sea Turtle on his side. He timed Space Trap Bowler. I start laughing. I'm like, there's not anything I can do with that, and he ends there. But he should have stayed in because there was nothing I could do in that situation. I could only build off of his plays. Now that I've shown you the duels, let me show you the deck, and probably be going back on it in the future. The one thing I want to address right off the bat is the Boxia. Some people are going to be like, you don't have a worm in the deck. Well, here's the thing. Oasis allows me to create a worm meeting the conditions needed to go to Boxia. So there's that. It's pretty much what we used to do in Infernities, Rip Infernities. So we have 1-star Destroyer Kaiju because he's 3300, but he's also joined by the Lightning Strike Kaiju, which can end games extremely quickly. If your opponent has a couple monsters on the board, it's going to end pretty quick. Then we have the Mad Flame Kaiju, the Godzilla if you would, the 3000 body, the Double Sea Turtles. It's the weakest one, but it's also the greatest out to everything. And then we have 2 Raiden, because Raiden just knows what's up. He's just like, I'm going to special myself to the board and, well, tribute it out. And then 1 Sticky Spire, because it's about to get sticky up in this bitch, and it feels good. Then we have Graydle Slime. Only 1, because you don't want a dead drum, even though he looks cool with his little, like, rock and roll fingers. Then we have 3 Eagles, 2 Cobras, and 3 Alligators. The reason for the 2 Cobras, trap cards are not really all that relevant at the moment. Keyword, at the moment. You're not going to see, like, your Graydle is dying of traps. You'll see them dying of monsters and monster effects, and you'll see them dying of spells most of the time, hence why we're maxing out on the Eagle and the Alligator, and not so much on the Cobra. Not to say the Cobra's bad, because it still gets the job done. 1 Raigeki, just a good out to things. If you can't get that Raigeki, or you feel it's too expensive, MST or another Twin Twist, either one, they're great, honestly. Double Terraforming, Double Duality, or you can go 3 Duality with the Raigeki. You want to make it like really, really cheap, affordable, because everything in the deck is like super cheap outside of that. You know, it just really is. And I'll explain how we go into Synchros in a moment. 2 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, because up on the card text it says something completely different. 2 Twin Twists, 3 Graydle Impact, 3 Kyoto Waterfront. Kyoto Waterfront, I call it Kyoto Waterfront. It's like Kyoto Waterfront, but basically, if you have 3 or more counters, you can only have max 5, but you can search out a Kaiju for those of you who never played Kaiju. And this allows you at the end phase to search out a Graydle, or you can use it to pop a card on the field and pop one of your own. Slime is our level 5 tuner, and everything else that's Graydle is what's going to give us access into all those other levels. So you're probably saying to yourself, well, how you go Star Eater? Well, 2 of these bad boys, and 1 of those is going to equal that out, and you have Oasis and the Parasite, and sometimes they don't want to attack into it. You also have Split, so there's few possibilities going to Star Eater, but it's just good to have that option there. Red Dragon's pretty much the same thing. You're just going to go bump bump. I did it with the Looper. I call him the Looper for a reason. But let's go into the rest of this. Double Graydle Split. I didn't run this in the original version I was running, or the Graydle Parasite. These are both fantastic, honestly, especially in testing. That extra 500 can save you and get over things as shown in the duel. 1 Vanity's Emptiness, pretty much the best Floodgate card to date, still is, in my opinion. Anything that's not special summons. Double Oasis. Oasis so good because it's going to allow you to turn to Boxy plays. Double Graydle Parasite, and 1 Warning. So that's why I run an Oasis over Call the Haunted, in case you're wondering, and the Warning obviously is just the 1 godly trap card. If you have strikes, you can put strikes in, but I never really felt the need to. 1 Star Eater, 1 Red Dragon Archfiend, I'm sorry, Scarlight, Red Dragon Archfiend. I'm reading the text on top, like up over here, like an idiot. 3 Graydle Dragon. This is when it's Synchro Summon. You can target any number of cards your opponent controls up to the number of water monsters used as a Synchro materials and destroy them. Pretty much always 2. If this card is destroyed, by battle or card effect when sent to the graveyard, you can target one other water monster in your graveyard and special it, and its effects are negated. So obviously a little loop there going on. And then we have the Crimson Blader for the random times that he's actually useful. Not too many. You could swap him out if you feel the need to. I thought it was okay. One Scrap Dragon, one Thought Ruler Archfiend. It's actually pretty good. One Stardust Dragon, one Stardust Spark Dragon, double Boxia because of what I explained. You make this into a worm, or you make the level 3s into a worm. You don't make the level 5 into a worm. You can make it to a worm, but it's not going to get you Boxia. Boxia has to be another, like a tuner, and then one tuner that's not a one non-tuner that's a worm. I can't even speak right now because I'm just so hyped about this deck and bringing it out to you guys. Number 47, Nightmare Shark. You run a bunch of level 3s. Sometimes you get on the board in 2000. You can end games extremely quickly. One Super Quantum Mecha Beast, Grand Pulse. Destroying back row is the name of the game, and sometimes you just need it to like clear up the board a little bit because there's so much like back row going on, especially with the deck. And then one Zen Mains, because Zen Mains is the scum of the earth, where he just sits on his fat ass and just, you know, destroys a card per turn. He's not that great anymore, but he's another option. If you really want to run like Phantom Knight Breaksword, feel free to. Only main reason I didn't is I was trying to keep it a budget deck, like a budget friendly deck for people who wanted to really just go out and buy it. You could buy it for like, I want to say close around under $100, especially this build right now. It's probably under $100 right now if you're a smart saver and you basically know where to go. It's going to be under 100. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more if you haven't already, and let me know what else you want to see on the channel, and I will see you later. Peace!